Well, what a difference a week makes. Of course, the sun is shining, but it's a bit cold, isn't it? But here we go. I'm outside Portman Road as Town take on Cambridge United in this League One clash. I'm excited for this one. Of course, it's the Her Game 2 weekend as well. I want to go and get the action, and then Town fans will share their thoughts on the result. Last chance saloon time for the Blues. Must win. Let's go and get it.
Hey Ross, well, you're right, the season's over. Hey, kind of feel slightly relieved, to be fair. It's kind of, we keep building every week, we keep going on about it's still alive, it's still alive. Now there's a little bit of clarity. I think it just means we can enjoy the rest of the season, the last 5 games, and look forward to next season where hopefully we won't be thinking about playoffs, we'll be thinking about automatics. But just on the game, I think we lost the game in the first 20 minutes when we just were so slow. There was no real pressure. Cambridge came, they pressed really well, and we didn't have any pace to our game whatsoever, and it was easy for them to just put 2 banks up and make it really difficult. And then of course they start playing their game of wasting time and taking nearly forever to take a set piece or a throw in, and the referee allowed it. The referee and the linesman were completely and utterly pathetic. The goal, by the way, was an own goal, so, and the flag's gone up for offside, so I don't know how that works, but hey, at the end of the day I think we would have played all day and we wouldn't have scored. So let's just enjoy the last 5 games and look forward to next season.
Yeah, it's Matt. Well, we had to lose a game at home under Kieran McKenna sometime. Just really didn't think it was going to be today, really. I thought we probably should have been 1 or 2 up, shaded the first half. Should have been in control at half-time, really. We didn't deal with the Cambridge press well enough, and second half, wow, it's just such a sloppy goal to concede. I've been singing Luke Wilfredon's praises under Kieran McKenna, and I'll keep doing that because, and I thought up until that point he was having a great game, but and he's given away a sloppy free kick, and it's a sloppy goal. I mean, I know the scoreboard said Ironside, but it looked like a Thompson own goal to me, and that was what came up on the Sky Sports app on my phone. So I feel for Thompson, there's not a lot he could do there. It's a harsh own goal, but it is an own goal. We never really looked like getting back into the game after that. I know we looked like we'd sort of got something out of it at the death. They're telling me it was an own goal that somehow managed to rule that for offside. It's difficult to see from the Churchmans, to be honest, so I'll look forward to watching that back on replay. But I honestly thought we were going to turn Cambridge over today, and I just think we've been a little bit off the pace today, and that is it. And to quote Ross Hall's December 2021, the season is dead, really. Just need to finish strong, you know, get these few games out of the way, get a good run in, ready to pre-season. But yeah, not a great day today, but I think we have to remember what sort of run we've been on since December, you know, and this is the first time we've lost at home under Kieran McKenna, and got to bear that in mind. You know, we've kept ourselves in the conversation this long, and I still believe the future is really bright with Kieran McKenna in charge of Ipswich Town.
That's a frustrating one. We didn't play well enough, we didn't create enough, but that is the reason we lost. But also, you know, that linesman, there's lots of things you could say about him, none of them nice. We score an own goal and somehow it's offside. I'd like to know how that happens. Like a Portsmouth, we score a perfectly good goal and it's ruled out. Then the handball that they missed right in front of them. And I've said it before, I'm fed up of teams coming here and getting away with time wasting from the first half. They were warned about it at just around half time, and they were allowed to keep taking their time all game. Trying to think of some positives. Morsey, Burgess, Walton made that good save. That's it though. Playoffs gone, season's dead. We look ahead to next season now. And I don't want to see Carroll play again. The fact that you don't often have a player being cheered because he's been substituted. You have groans if a player you think has gone well is going off, and you have a bit of silence if they've been a bit average, but to have people cheer that he's going off, that says everything. So Backinson, Morsey, Humphreys, any of them ahead of Carroll, don't want to see him play for us again. Yeah. On to next week.
Well, we're back at Portman Road for a thrilling game. It's just faced Cambridge and we lost 1-0. Absolute dreadful day at the office. It wasn't to be, was it? Cambridge came, they saw, they conquered, they had a game plan, they executed beautifully. Can't do anything about that, but Town, we were stuck in first gear. That first half was appalling. We just didn't look at the races. We just didn't look at all. I thought Tom Carroll, when he was on the pitch, he had all the ideas, but he just didn't know what to do with them, and he just kept going back, and he just needs to go forward, but that's just an annoying thing. Second half, we started looking better. I thought we got into second gear, then third, and then that free kick. My mate called it, when the free kick's there, back sticks in the back of the net, 1-0 Cambridge, and then Town pushed. We looked like we were going to get the goal, and then the referee, what was he doing? He doesn't know what he's doing. He needs to go to spec suits, I think, perfectly honest. You can't see handballs, you can't see fouls, you can't see an offside. That offside was ruled for an own goal. I do not get that at all. That Lino, he's awful as well. And now, what is it now? 6 points to the playoffs. It's definitely over, 5 games to go, unfortunately. That's sad to say, but it's over. Another season League One on its way, I guess.
Well, that was gutting, I think. Yeah, frustration. That's the season done now. Sorry, Ross, you were right when you said it was over against Barrow. Said for gritted teeth. But let's look at the game. Look, first half we didn't play well at all. We were pretty slow, in my opinion, pretty poor. And as soon as Cambridge scored, they're always going to wind the clock down. That's what teams are going to do in this league. Yeah, it's frustrating, but you know, if that was us away from home, grinding out a 1-0 win, we'd do the same. I don't like to blame. Well, I do like to blame officials, obviously, but the second half towards the end, how that goal's offside. It comes off a Cambridge player. Tell me that one. And the handball. I mean, if that's accidental or unnatural position, I don't. Excuse the language. To be honest, but yeah. Tom. Unfortunately, I don't think Tom Carroll worked in midfield today. He's a technical player, but he's just not quick enough, and he just slows the game down. Norwood tried his best on defence, done their usual job. Yeah. Bring on Shrewsbury away next week. See you there.
David, I am quietly, gently fuming. Had you have seen me 5 minutes ago before Ross decided that somebody else went first, then there would have been a lot of expletives. I'll try and keep them limited. I'm frustrated and angry about losing to a tin pot pissy little club whose high point is being managed by a thug in John Beck. I hope that Cambridge go down next season. I hope they never win another football game because they are an absolute sodding disgrace to the existence of football. I have no problem with them time wasting in the first half because that's down to the referee to take control of and book them rather than just waving his hands around in an ineffectual manner. But he's a spineless piece who should never referee another game in his life because he is useless. Waving your hands when someone's time wasting, pointless. You time waste. If we were fourth from bottom in the Premier League, away at a big club, we'd time waste. Fair play to Cambridge for down like that. However, it's down to the referee to do something about it. But the referee is an embarrassment to the existence of humanity. He shouldn't breathe, basically, because ruling a goal out which is offside, which is an own goal, missing a blatant handball, not picking up on things right, left and centre, giving away free kicks which aren't sodding free kicks. I mean, the litany of referees over the last 6 years is unbeknownst. And of course, managers can't criticise them because they get fined. Players can't criticise them. Fans can't criticise them on account of the fact that we've got sour grapes. I'll criticise referees when we're winning as well because they're useless. Pretty much across the board, and it doesn't matter. It's not this level. We had the same complaint in the Championship. You look at the Premier League and it's the same sodding thing. Referees are not fit for purpose. I'd rather watch a football match without a referee because they ruin the game. They are absolutely wall to wall useless. If you get one that's vaguely competent, not good, vaguely competent, then you think you've done well. You know, having a vague competence. If I was vaguely competent at my job, I wouldn't get lots more work, right? If I was useless at my job on a consistent basis, I wouldn't carry on doing my sodding job. I wouldn't be employed. So how do they still manage to be employed? Oh yeah, it's like police officers. It's that they manage themselves. So, oh, look, this one's being useless. Who are we going to get to look at it? Yeah, another referee. Oh no, he's doing a good job, isn't he? Oh, we'll move him sideways into another game. What's that about? But the other part of it, and we didn't do enough to win that game against a rubbish team. McKenna's fault for picking that useless, lightweight, pointless existence of an alleged footballer, Carroll. Lightweight, pointless, sideways. We had no drive, we had no energy in midfield. We were carried completely by Morsey. Morsey drove that on whilst having a vacant waste of space next to him. I'd rather a Poltergeist or my niece playing. There was a point in the first half which summarised it, where he had Thompson overlapping outside, acres of space, unmarked. He picks it up, looks up, plays it sideways and backwards. Every single time, that's his thing. No drive, no strength, gets knocked off the ball, can't win a header. I have the sympathy for Dyer, because if Humphreys or any other 12-year-old can't get into the side ahead of Carroll, we obviously aren't promoting youth. Carroll should never play football again. Pointless.
Mike, Mark's not here today. He missed that. I'm gonna give you some observations. Maybe we can do 6 like Mr. Watson. Today we didn't, it seemed scrappy. Didn't get accuracy on the ball, passing and everything else. Secondly, I think Cambridge set up pretty well to defensively. Stopped us from playing through them. Thirdly, I'd say we ain't scoring enough goals. Definitely. That'd probably be number 1, that is. We're definitely not scoring enough goals. Other teams in this league, there are 8 teams apparently, they are above us, and they're better than us. Start of the season we were joint favourites with Sunderland to go up. So it's hard to imagine that in League One we have 8 teams that are better than Ipswich. The teams that actually play bad on the day and get a result, we can't seem to do that. We have to play at our best. We have to be on it just to get a 1-0 win, which is mad. Maybe, I don't know, after such a positive week with what's been going on at the club, with fans forums, Q&As and everything else, and optimism about the season tickets next season and everything else. It's just sad that today we didn't come out and we didn't really show what we're capable of. But McKenna was right, we don't seem to be scoring enough of them goals, them off the shins, off the backside of someone. Just, you know, own goals, whatever it is, just putting that ball into a danger zone and causing confusion in the box like, say, Wickham would, who'd probably be the opposite and score every goal, you know, by pumping it into the box and getting a ricochet into the net. And we don't seem to do that. It seems to be just, it has to be a perfect goal. It has to be something like Premier League standard. Something that we all go, wow, that was a good goal. I'm just waffling now. I ain't going to give you 6 observations because, you know, the rest of the observations that I've got now are that obviously the season's well and truly over. We had an opportunity at one point to be 2 points from 6th place. Could have been 3. But like you say, if we can't put teams like Cambridge to the sword at home, we don't really deserve to be going anywhere. It's going to be a long summer. See who we get in. We really need a striker. I'd trade every striker that we've got right now for somebody who can score at least 20 goals. So whether we keep the ones that we've got now and then just bring an additional one in, I don't know if that's the way forward. Or whether we should just cut ties with what we've got and start afresh up front with some new guys. That's probably the way I'd go. But we'll see what happens, see what the club do, who they bring in. Oh well. Onwards, we'll still go to the remainder of the games. See how it plays out. But I think for now, it's just time to contemplate that next season we're back in League One. Thanks, Ross.
Right here, Ipswich Town 0, Cambridge 1. Fair play to Cambridge, executed the game plan, and to be honest, I do think they probably did have the better of the game. They made chances, particularly in that first half. Definitely some dodgy officiating in there, but we can moan about the officials all we want. If you don't do enough to put the ball in the back of the net during the 90, you don't win the football matches, and it's irrelevant what decisions the officials are making. You make your own luck at the end of the day. I didn't think though that we did enough to win that game. As much as I'm still not really sure why the goal was disallowed. I don't know whether it was offside or if he saw a foul in there. I'm not sure, but hey ho, it's one of those where you just put it behind you. We've played. I think that's our 18th game under Kieran McKenna. It's probably the first real stinker we've had, which I think you can probably allow it. You go again and you sort of look to sort of take away the lessons of that, which is, once again, we're not particularly good at breaking down teams that are looking to sit deep. Maybe need to be a bit more clinical in front of goal. And I think the other takeaway is that McKenna said during the week, if you don't get goals during set pieces or from set pieces, you ain't going to go anywhere in this division. Cambridge have put the ball into the net twice, one disallowed and one given to win the game from set pieces. And, we've conceded time and time again. Looking back at the start of the season against people like Wimbledon, we've conceded from set pieces this season. It's one of those that we've got to get better at in both boxes. But you take the lessons from the game, and you look to go again next week against Shrewsbury. I'm on the town.